is AEW successful? Why is Tony Khan running his promotion better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard are running Monday night and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for stopping by the channel today. I got a little bit of extra for you. It is Friday, December 31st, 2021. I am JD from New York, and this is Off the Script. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications, and hit that thumbs up, man. Let's try for 1,000 likes on what will more than likely be the last extra of 2021. We have the first pay-per-view of 2022 happening tomorrow night. I will be live for all of the festivities. WWE presents Day 1 from Atlanta, Georgia. I will be live right here from the OTS venue tomorrow night, so make sure you guys RSVP to the venue and the live stream when it goes live tomorrow afternoon. But I will be here to cover it all for you as we begin the new year right here on Off the Script. But as far as that show is concerned, you would think that WWE is going to do something a little bit different. That WWE is going to put their best foot forward, that they're going to change up things to give it a different feel, a different look, something that doesn't resemble the formulaic garbage that WWE has been known to give us. It is a new concept. It is a new concept by Nick Khan. You would think that WWE would be putting all of their efforts into making it feel as special as possible. Nope. It's going to be the same old shit because as of this morning, WrestleVotes is reporting that Vince McMahon declined various pitches to change the presentation of the show, including the ring ropes, the mat color, and more. WrestleVotes tweets out, and I quote, "In coordination with the Day 1 theme, multiple presentation ideas were discussed regarding the look and feel of tomorrow's pay-per-view. Everything from different rope colors, mat colors, camera angles, etc. And from what I'm told, all were declined." And then he ends the quote with, "Sheesh," end quote. So, WWE, with this new concept, Day 1, they're now going into the new year with a different look or a different feel. You know, that typical formulaic presentation that WWE has, that formulaic presentation that just gives the show an overly stale and very boring presentation. I don't get how they just don't care. They don't get it. They are so stuck in their own ways that they refuse any new ideas, any new concepts. They refuse thinking outside the box. They don't care. They absolutely do not care. And it's a reason why. They are not the leaders in this thing that we all love called professional wrestling anymore. They may be the leaders in making money in the industry, but they are certainly not the leaders in giving us, the fans, what we feel is needed. And if they think that these cringy, bullshit, very childish, preschool almost, CGI figures that they put up during the screens and the matches. You guys know what I'm talking about. The big-time cringe graphic and Bianca Belair with the lips and the fucking hair whip going back and forth and the Roman Reigns statuesque CGI figure that shows up before his matches. If they think that that is all they need to get across this new, vibrant, different presentation, they are sadly mistaken, man. I would actually get rid of all that shit because I think it looks awful. I really do. It seems like I'm watching a child's program and not a wrestling show. It doesn't present itself as pro wrestling to me. WWE is trying too hard to be futuristic. Oh, my goodness. Oh, look at us. We're advancing in the future. We got all this shit that you'd see on Sunday Night Football and during the football games on Fox in the afternoon on Sunday afternoon. It's not pro wrestling. WWE has forgotten who they are. WWE has no identity anymore. It's almost as if they are looking at others for ideas and then trying to incorporate those ideas into their own show instead of doing something as far as what they need to do and be different. I don't get it. So if you see nothing's changed going into tomorrow night's pay-per-view, day one, don't be surprised. Vince McMahon doesn't want any new change. He doesn't want to deviate away from anything that they've been doing for the last, 20 years, probably longer than that. He doesn't want anything different to give tomorrow's pay-per-view, the first show of 2022, a different, exciting feel. So if you don't see nothing change tomorrow night, you know who to blame. Speaking of Vince McMahon sent orders to have a pro-Tony Khan sign removed from Monday Night Raw. Vince McMahon was not backstage during Monday Night Raw this week, but he was obviously still very much involved in the show. You guys know exactly how that goes on Tuesday night. You know, Vince and Bruce are running the show on Tuesday night, but they're not there. They got Puppet HBK running the show based on their word. But people in the community, they don't want to admit that. So the same thing happened here on Monday night. Vince wasn't even there. Bruce wasn't there as well either. John Laurinaitis was running the show on Monday night. But Vince, he asked and he received everything that he wanted on the show. But according to reports from Dave Meltzer, get this. Meltzer noted that there was a sign in attendance, a sign in the audience at Raw that read, Nick equals Khan, C-O-N. And then right underneath it, it was Tony equals Khan, K-H-A-N, which is the appropriate way to spell his name. The other one is Nick Khan, C-O-N, as in Con Man, that we usually say here on the show. I wonder if this guy actually listens to the broadcast. I don't know. So McMahon saw this sign, and once McMahon saw this sign, according to sources, he had quite the reaction, and people at the show were ordered immediately to remove the sign. The sign was gone within seconds, reports Dave Meltzer. In addition to McMahon not being at the show, there were others, including Kevin Dunn, Bruce Pritchard, Adam Pearce as well, who were not at this past Monday's Raw. Bruce Pritchard has missed several shows as of late, as he is reportedly dealing with a non-COVID health-related issue. Oh, poor Brucey. What happened, bro? Get better, man. We all miss you. No, we don't. It's not clear why the other executives were not there, but it could be to stay clear of the virus and protect key people who are needed to be at day one this Saturday afternoon. So Vince McMahon running the show, as always, from Zoom or wherever he may be, ordered this sign to be removed, and it was removed within seconds. I guess the truth hurts, Vince, right? That's all that says to me. Truth hurts. The freedom of speech is no longer a thing in WWE. Nick Con man is exactly what he is, a con man. Tony is the real con of professional wrestling. This story pisses me off, man. This next story just goes in line with everything that I have said about the removal of Paul Levesque. This next story continues what you guys are not catching on to. Some of you are. My audiences. There are people in the community that refuse to see it because they're a bunch of fucking no IQ blithering idiots. And they don't want to ruin their precious PR because they need to rub those elbows with WWE management and get that interview. They can't speak ill will about the company at all, but this is the way it is. This is why you're here. This next story goes in line with eradicating everything that Paul Levesque has done for NXT. Get this. WWE has this match coming up at New Year's Eve with Roderick Strong, who's the Cruiserweight Champion, and Carmelo Hayes, who is the North American Champion. WWE has now erased the weight limit of the Cruiserweight division, and they've opened it up to anybody challenging for the Cruiserweight Championship. I stated that when Joe Gacy wrestled Mr. Strong for the Cruiserweight Championship at their last War Games show, that I would give the Cruiserweight Championship to Joe Gacy and I would have him eliminate it forever. I'd have him kill it off, get rid of it. Company no longer needs another title taking up roster space. That means absolutely nothing to anybody there. You have already killed 205 Live. You erased the Cruiserweight division. There is no need for a Cruiserweight Championship. Now we got this match with Hayes and Roderick Strong, and it was reported, and it was noted at the show in which this match was made, that it will be a unification match, and the winner will earn both the North American Championship and the Cruiserweight Championship. This will ultimately end the lineage of both championships. And this is another reason, another way, that WWE is erasing everything that Paul Levesque has done. WWE has now confirmed and revealed that the winner of the title match, the title unification match, will receive a new championship. As per the WWE.com match preview, Hayes and Strong will fight to become the first ever NXT North American Cruiserweight Champion. The preview reads as follows. Who is the premier champion of NXT? Is it North American Champion Carmelo Hayes or the Cruiserweight Champion Roderick Strong? Each superstar has been claiming that his championship is the top title in NXT, and the time has come for these superstars to put their money where their mouths are by going for a title, and going for title versus title at New Year's Eve. Since cashing in his NXT Breakout Tournament contract, which wasn't a thing when Triple H had began this tournament, WWE got there, Vince got there, Bruce got there on day one and said, oh yeah, we'll make it like the Money in the Bank contract, and just change the rules right then and there. Since cashing in his NXT Breakout Tournament contract to swipe the North American title, Hayes has been on a mission to elevate the title to the A championship of NXT. Meanwhile, Strong has been on the hunt for big money fights, suspending the stipulations of the Cruiserweight title to take on all competitors, including Odyssey Jones and Joe Gacy. With both superstars declaring their superiority over NXT 2.0, it was only a matter of time before their paths crossed, resulting in a ringside melee. Clearly, this is not me talking. This is whoever wrote this fucking cringe garbage on WWE.com. Who will walk out of New Year's Eve as the new NXT North American Cruiserweight Champion? Find out January 4th at 8, 7 Central on USA Network. WWE is erasing everything that Paul Levesque has done this goes in line with that. This is no different than what I've already brought to light in every situation we've talked about with his removal and the death of NXT. WWE is erasing the entire lineage of the North American Championship and the Cruiserweight Championship from Triple H's era, and they are now beginning anew. I don't get it. The Cruiserweight division is dead. So you might as well just kill off the Cruiserweight Championship. The North American Championship, it was instituted in the old NXT. It was introduced as being their version of the Intercontinental Championship. It was introduced to NXT to be the workhorse title of NXT. Clearly, WWE has lost or I should say Vince and Bruce have come in, wiped the slate clean, and killed off any importance that anything Triple H thought was important to be dead. This is the continuation of the eradication of anything Paul Levesque on WWE television. I think it's absolutely fucking embarrassing. And it's fucking stupid that they're doing this instead of just getting rid of the Cruiserweight Championship and keeping the lineage of the North American Championship. I hate it. I think it's fucking terrible. But what else is new? You guys should know this by now. In come Bruce and Vince, out goes Paul. Everything he did is fucking dead. They're changing legitimately everything. They're erasing everything that this man did for the last 9 years for NXT. This is no different. Potential spoiler for Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at day one. Now, take this with a small grain of salt, but I've already talked about this already in the last couple of weeks building up to this match at day one tomorrow night. WWE's house show schedule for the month of January may have potentially given away the end result of this Saturday's day one main event between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. The original house show lineup had Roman Reigns teaming with the Usos to take on Drew McIntyre and The New Day in a six-man tag team match main event. The announced lineup for the live shows now has Drew McIntyre scheduled to challenge the Universal Champion in the main event, whoever that may be. Now, while the card is always subject to change with WWE, especially at the house shows and especially as of late with all the new COVID restrictions and people being out and WWE wanting people to remain out for their recommended time so that they are available for day one, card is subject to change. But this would indicate that the current plan is for Reigns to win his match against Lesnar, retain the Universal Championship, wrestle Drew McIntyre at this house show or the next string of house shows, simply because Brock Lesnar does not work the house show circuit. Reigns, alongside other top WWE names, like I mentioned, were removed from last weekend's house show tour in order to preserve the top matches advertised for the day one pay-per-view. Now, I don't really need this as a potential spoiler. I am just basing it off of what we watch on Smackdown. Drew McIntyre is not going to be feuding with Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss for a very long time. It's going to be a very short-winded feud. So where is Drew McIntyre going to be placed going into the Royal Rumble? Where is Drew McIntyre going to be placed going into WrestleMania? Who is Roman Reigns going to wrestle at the Royal Rumble? We all kind of figure that Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar is going to end in some fuck finish at day one so that they preserve that main event for WrestleMania. That is going to be at least some of their WrestleMania main event in Dallas on night 2 for the Universal Championship. So where exactly does Drew McIntyre fit into all this? Where does he fit into this equation? So by my estimation, Roman Reigns is going to walk out still the Universal Champion. Roman Reigns is going to defend the Universal Championship against Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble because they want to make a big splash at the Royal Rumble as well. That match is not going to end in a regular way. It's not going to have a clear-cut winner. This will all continue with Reigns and Lesnar and McIntyre going into WrestleMania, as I predict this will be a triple threat match for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania Sunday night, night 2 in Dallas. So I don't think Brock Lesnar is going to walk out of day one as the Universal Champion. I do think Paul Heyman is going to play a role, have a role, be a factor in the main event ending, because he says, and he has continuously said, that he's going to try and protect, or he's protecting Roman Reigns from Brock Lesnar. How's he going to do that if he doesn't step in and get involved himself? So what I think we saw is the Superman punch to Paul Heyman. He was kicked out of the bloodline. This is all one big plan where it will be revealed Reigns is still aligned with Heyman and vice versa. And the rug will be pulled out from underneath Brock Lesnar, thanks to Paul Heyman. That's what I think we see. We don't need potential spoilers based on house shows because they always change. Just watch Smackdown. You'll see everything you need to know. You'll get all your answers just based on what you're watching if you're smart enough to know what exactly you are watching and what it is you're watching. And finally, Toni Storm. You guys know Toni Storm. She got up and said, "Fuck you," to WWE. We did a huge extra returning to the community last night. It was trending number 1 on the entire channel. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. It did amazing. Over 20,000 views in less than 12 hours. Over 2,200 likes. Unbelievable. You guys came out big and agreed with every single point we went over on that video about Toni Storm. Apparently, Carmella likes a tweet about large companies, quote unquote, needing to start caring about their employees' happiness. A liked tweet from Carmella has started a conversation on Twitter about how large companies treat the people who work for them. Carmella liked the following tweet, and I quote, "Large companies need to start caring about their employees' happiness, or you're left with slim pickings of a women's division," end quote. This tweet came shortly after the news of Toni Storm deciding to leave WWE. And while WWE is not mentioned by name, many are assuming that she liked the tweet because she may feel this way about the company she right now currently works for. There definitely seems to be an issue with the lack of time in matches for the women's roster. And there aren't many active women spotlighted on WWE television, as we went over yesterday in the extra about Toni Storm. If you guys missed that, it's on the channel right now. I'll even leave a little annotation there in the video that you're watching right now. Go click that. It'll take you right to the video. But we went over this on yesterday's video. We went over the SmackDown and Raw women's rosters. Look at this. I wrote it down again for you guys here. Aaliyah, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, Natalya, Sasha Banks, Shayna Baszler, Shotzi Blackheart, who's not even being used, Sonya Deville, and Xia Li. There was a statement in the news articles that were reported by PW Insider and Fightful that WWE wanted to use Toni Storm to put over and build up Charlotte Flair. I'm sorry, I'm failing to see how Charlotte Flair needs to be built up when she's the fucking SmackDown Women's Champion times 13. Look at all these other women that need to be built up. Aaliyah hasn't even been on fucking television outside of backstage segments. Naomi. WWE hasn't really done much of note with Naomi outside this current feud with Sonya Deville that has currently run its course. Natalya, give me a fucking pillow and let me fall asleep. I need a nice cat nap during SmackDown. Shayna Baszler, they haven't done anything with Shayna Baszler ever since they fired Nia Jax and put her in that waste of time tag team. Shayna Baszler is not the same Shayna Baszler that we seen with Triple H on the original Black and Gold NXT. Shotzi Blackheart, she's going to be a part of the next round of budget cuts before all is said and done. Sonya Deville, I don't think WWE has any desire to remove Sonya Deville from a management position. Xia Li, I give Xia Li 2 months before she ends up like Toni Storm sitting in catering for about 5 and then buried because WWE needs to put over Charlotte Flair. So where exactly are there other stars on this roster? Where? I don't see any. The only ones that I see are Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair, which more than likely will be your WrestleMania Women's Championship match coming off of Smackdown, unless they add a Bayley or they want to mix it up and put an Asuka over there. But we've seen those matches before. It's the same shit. Nobody's interested in that. You know what they're interested in? I said this last night. They're interested in new faces that they know can handle the top spot, someone like a Toni Storm, but you don't have that option anymore. Then on Monday Night Raw, look at this. Becky Lynch, it's no better on Raw. Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, who has not been the same since losing to Becky Lynch at SummerSlam in 26 seconds. People said that it was going to work in Bianca's favor. It has not, because what has Bianca done since SummerSlam? She's feuded with nothing but Doudrop. Give me a break. Carmella is a waste of time, and so is Zelina Vega. Those tag team titles are as fucking worthless as this empty can of seltzer that's currently sitting on my desk. Dana Brooke, don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. She's more valuable in catering than she is on screen for WWE. Doudrop, give me a fucking break. Liv Morgan, give me a fucking break. If WWE pushes Liv Morgan the way that we all want them to, I'd be shocked. She'll win the title tomorrow night at day one, only to drop it back to Becky Lynch at the Royal Rumble. So what exactly is WWE proving to us and doing for Liv Morgan? Nothing. She'll be right back where she is in catering. Zelina Vega, give me a break. Nikki Ash, get her off my fucking television. Rhea Ripley, buried beyond repair is Rhea Ripley. Give me a fucking break. And Tamina, yeah, right. This list, by the way, does not include Bayley, Asuka, or Alexa Bliss. Where are the stars? Where are the stars? Where's your next Becky Lynch, Bruce? Huh? Where's your next Charlotte? Where's your next Sasha Banks? Where's your next Bayley? Where's your next Alexa? Where are they? Where are they? Rhea Ripley? I mean, she had all the makings to be the next breakout star in this entire division. What'd you do with her? You paired her with a fucking comic book geek trying to sell fucking t-shirts with goddamn fucking butterflies on them. How well did that work out for you? Absolute dog shit. This entire division is absolute fucking garbage. WWE is a one-track mind. If it's not the 4 horsewomen, they don't want to push anything. If it's not the 4 horsewomen, they don't give a single shit. They have the worst women's division in North America. WWE has the worst women's division in North America. They are actively making AEW's women's division the best in the entire North American wrestling scene, followed by Impact and whoever else has a women's division in their company. I'm sure it's better than WWE. They don't give a shit. They refuse to want to create new stars, and now they are paying the consequences. If anybody thinks otherwise, man, I don't know what the fuck you're watching. Women's wrestling on WWE television is fucking the worst it's ever been. The worst it's ever been. And I'm including the Divas era, because that's exactly what it's transforming back into. Give me the butterfly belt. I see no difference. I see absolutely no difference in that division compared to what we're currently getting on WWE television right now. Guys, that's all I got for you on this New Year's Eve. I appreciate you all very much for stopping by the channel today. If you did enjoy the extra today, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I'll be back with more extra tomorrow. Brand new year of content right here on Off the Script, and I'll be live tomorrow night right back here in the OTS venue as we do it better than anybody, man. Live right here on Off the Script with Day 1, Lesnar, Reigns, and that big WWE Championship Fatal 4-Way with Kevin Owens, Big E, Seth Rollins, and Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. Until then, guys, have a great new year. Be safe tonight. I'll be having a couple cold beverages, but I'll be right back to work tomorrow afternoon with some more content and live tomorrow night for day one. Until then, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow night for day one.